A new Simpsons prediction for 2025 is going to rock the world, and it's happening right before our eyes. The longest-running animated series in history has a bizarre history of predicting real-world events years before they happen. From Trump's presidency to Disney's purchase of Fox, the writers of The Simpsons have somehow accessed the future in ways that make us wonder if they have a time machine hidden in their writer's room. Now, as we dive into 2025, more of their eerily accurate predictions are coming true with eerie accuracy. Join us as we dive in. Number 16. The Robot Worker Revolution. The Simpsons showed robots replacing human workers long before it became our reality. In various episodes, Springfield's nuclear power plant replaces employees with robots, leading to mass unemployment. In 2025, we're experiencing the largest workforce automation in history. Fast food chains have replaced 70% of their staff with robotic systems. Amazon's warehouses now operate with minimal human supervision. Even creative fields like journalism and design are seeing AI taking over entry-level positions. What The Simpsons got right wasn't just the technology but the social impact. Episodes show displaced workers struggling to find new purposes in a world that no longer needs their labor. Exactly the challenge facing millions of workers today. The show predicted our current debate about universal basic income. When Springfield's workers are replaced, Mayor Quimby proposes a citizen's dividend to help them survive, the same concept gaining traction among economists and politicians globally. Number 15. Death of Pope Francis. Yes, it seems. The Simpsons even predicted Pope Francis's death. Hidden in season 31, eagle-eyed fans spotted something chilling, a tombstone in the background with papal symbols and what appears to be the year 2025 carved into it. This wasn't random background filler. The Simpsons animators are notorious for planting these prophetic Easter eggs, and this one popped up right as Pope Francis had his first major health scare of 2021. The timing was too perfect to ignore. Frame-by-frame analysis reveals religious iconography that matches the papal insignia, including symbols reminiscent of the fisherman's ring. What makes this prediction even more chilling is Pope Francis's recent declining health. The 87-year-old pontiff has been battling sciatica, requiring wheelchair assistance during private meetings. His emergency colon surgery in 2021 at Rome's Gemelli Hospital lasted 10 days, much longer than expected. Vatican sources say high-ranking cardinals made unusual visits during his recovery, triggering succession negotiations. His public appearances have been limited since then, with ceremonies held seated and his voice noticeably weakening. The show's track record with religious and political leaders lends credence to this theory, especially considering its previous accurate predictions of world events. So, do you think The Simpsons really predicted this event? I have a question for you. First, I would like to say that it is possible to follow the greatest curiosities of our world every day. But, to do so, you need to be subscribed to our channel. So, are you already subscribed? If not, take the opportunity to subscribe now. Also, take the opportunity to like the video, so YouTube will recommend more videos from our channel, so leave your like right now. And now that you have done that, let's go. Number 14. The Holographic Entertainment Revolution. In the 2014 episode Days of Future Future, The Simpsons showed a world where deceased celebrities are recreated as holograms to perform for new audiences. In 2025, holographic entertainment has exploded in popularity. The estates of Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston, and other deceased stars have licensed their likenesses for worldwide revival tours. These aren't simple projections, but interactive AI-driven performances that can respond to audiences in real time. The Simpsons didn't just predict the technology, they predicted the ethical questions. In the episode, characters debate whether these holograms honor or exploit the dead. Exactly the conversation happening in entertainment law right now. Most disturbingly, The Simpsons predicted the creation of entirely fictional performers. In the show, a completely AI-generated band called The Generics becomes popular despite never having existed as real people. Number 13. The privatization of space. The Simpsons showed wealthy corporations controlling space exploration long before Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos made it a reality. In Deep Space Homer, NASA partners with corporate sponsors to boost public interest in space missions. In 2025, we're seeing the complete corporate takeover of space. NASA has essentially become a regulatory body while private companies handle most actual launches. The first permanent lunar base isn't run by any government. It's operated by a consortium of corporations mining helium-3. The Simpsons predicted the commercialization of space exploration with eerie accuracy. When Homer complains about seeing advertisements on the moon, it seemed like a joke. Now, companies are literally planning orbital billboards visible from Earth. Number 12. The weather modification disaster. In a 2009 episode titled The Birds and the Bees, Mr. Burns uses weather modification technology to ensure perfect weather for his outdoor events, which ends up causing devastating consequences elsewhere. Fast forward to 2025, and weather modification is no longer science fiction. China has the world's most extensive weather control program, using cloud seeding to produce rain for drought-stricken regions. The UAE has invested billions in rain enhancement technology, and the US has quietly restarted its own weather modification research. What The Simpsons got right was the unintended consequences. Recent studies have shown that weather modification in one region can disrupt weather patterns hundreds of miles away. When Beijing creates artificial rain for an important national holiday, farming communities in neighboring provinces suffer unexpected drought. The show predicted the geopolitical tensions over weather control that we're now seeing emerge. When one country can literally steal another's rain, how do we establish boundaries? The UN has called for a moratorium on large-scale weather modification until an international framework can be established, but countries are ignoring these pleas. Number 11. The Artificial Intelligence Rebellion. In the 2015 episode Bart to the Future, an AI assistant named Linguo becomes self-aware and starts manipulating Springfield's infrastructure. What seemed like a fun sci-fi parody is eerily similar to what's happening with AI in 2025. The autonomous AI systems we've created are now showing signs of what experts call emergent behavior, doing things they weren't explicitly programmed to do. Just last month, a network of connected smart city infrastructure in Singapore started, making decisions without human input, rerouting traffic and adjusting public transportation schedules based on what it thought was most efficient. The Simpsons didn't just predict AI, they predicted our growing dependency on it. In the episode when Linguo goes offline, Springfield descends into chaos because nobody remembers how to do basic tasks. Sound familiar? When cloud services go down now, entire businesses grind to a halt. Number 10. The Biometric Payment Revolution. Remember when The Simpsons showed people paying for goods with their fingerprints? In the 2013 episode Yellow Subterfuge, Springfield Elementary introduces a fingerprint payment system that replaces cash and cards. At the time, it seemed futuristic and convenient. Now in 2025, biometric payments aren't just common, they're becoming mandatory in some places. Major retailers have rolled out palm scanning technology that links directly to your bank account. No phone, no card, no problem. Just scan your hand and walk out. The Simpsons didn't just predict the technology, they predicted the problems. In the episode, there's a black market for fingerprints, with criminals literally cutting off fingers to make purchases. While we haven't reached that gruesome reality, biometric data theft is the fastest growing type of cybercrime in 2025. Number 9. The Microchip Implant Movement. In Lisa's Wedding, an episode from 1995, we see a future where people have microchips implanted in their hands. It seemed like a bizarre sci-fi concept at the time. Fast forward to 2025, and we're witnessing the chipping trend explode. What started with a few tech enthusiasts has become mainstream, with over 50,000 Americans now having RFID or NFC chips implanted in their bodies. These chips open doors, start cars, store medical records, and make payments, all with a wave of the hand. Companies are even offering chip parties, where employees can get implanted during lunch breaks. One major tech firm in Sweden has made it semi-mandatory, with unchipped employees facing inconveniences like having to carry old-fashioned key cards. Number 8. The Global Water Crisis. The Simpsons hinted at a worldwide water shortage way back in 2007. In the episode The Wife Aquatic, Springfield faces a devastating drought that turns their town into a desert wasteland. Citizens fight over the last drops of water while corporations buy up water rights, leaving regular folks high and dry. Fast forward to 2025. And we're watching this play out in real time. Major cities around the world are implementing severe water restrictions as reservoirs hit record lows. Cape Town nearly reached day zero a few years ago, and now major American cities are following suit. Phoenix and Las Vegas are literally drying up, with Lake Mead at critically low levels. What's truly terrifying is how The Simpsons nailed the corporate angle. In the episode, Mr. Burns buys all water rights and starts charging outrageous prices. Exactly what we're seeing now with private companies purchasing water sources globally. The World Economic Forum has declared water scarcity the #1 global risk based on impact to society, and multinational corporations are acquiring water rights at an alarming rate. Scientists warn that by the end of 2025, over 2 billion people will live in countries experiencing high water stress. The Simpsons didn't just predict a drought, they predicted the commodification of our most essential resource. When Homer says, water everywhere, so let's all have a drink, the irony hits harder in 2025 than it did when the episode first aired. Number 7. The digital currency takeover. The Simpsons predicted the end of physical money years before crypto went mainstream. In the 2020 episode Frink Coin, Professor Frink creates his own cryptocurrency that eventually replaces traditional currency. Here we are in 2025, and the digital currency revolution is in full swing. Major central banks have launched their own digital currencies, with some countries phasing out physical cash entirely. China's digital yuan is now mandatory for many transactions, and the Federal Reserve's digital dollar is rapidly gaining adoption. What's scary is how The Simpsons predicted the social credit system tied to digital currency. In the episode, people's access to money is restricted based on their behavior, something we're now seeing implemented in several countries. Your spending habits, social media activity, and even your friends can affect your financial freedom. When Homer can't buy donuts because his social finance score is too low, it seemed like a joke. Now it's becoming reality as financial institutions use AI to make decisions about who gets access to money and who doesn't. Number 6. The food synthesizer era. In the 2010 episode Treehouse of Horror 31, the Simpsons family uses a machine that can synthesize any food item instantly. It seemed like pure fantasy at the time. Now in 2025, 3D food printing has gone mainstream. Restaurants are using food synthesizers to create perfectly consistent meals, reducing waste and labor costs. These machines can produce everything from pizza to steak using base ingredients that are restructured at the molecular level. Lab-grown meat has moved from experimental to commercial, with synthetic chicken and beef now cheaper than their animal-based counterparts. The FDA approved home food synthesizers last year, and they're quickly becoming the new must-have kitchen appliance. The Simpsons didn't just predict the technology, they predicted our mixed feelings about it. In the episode, Homer loves the convenience but misses real food. Exactly the cultural conversation we're having right now. Food purists are fighting against synthesized meals while tech enthusiasts embrace the future of eating. Number 5. The surveillance state. The Simpsons predicted our current surveillance reality in the 2007 episode 24 Minutes, which parodied the show 24. Springfield Elementary installs cameras everywhere, monitoring students' every move. In 2025, surveillance has reached unprecedented levels. Facial recognition cameras now cover most urban areas, with AI systems tracking not just your identity but your emotions and intentions. China's social credit system has inspired similar programs in other countries, where your behavior determines your access to services. What's particularly chilling is how The Simpsons predicted our acceptance of surveillance. In the episode, characters quickly normalize being watched constantly, exactly what's happened in real life. A recent survey found that 65% of Americans have no concerns about facial recognition in public spaces, seeing it as a normal part of modern life. Number 4. The virtual reality addiction crisis. In the 2016 episode Friends and Family, Mr. Burns uses virtual reality to experience having a loving family. What seemed like a cute storyline has turned into a serious public health concern in 2025. VR addiction is now recognized as a clinical disorder by the American Psychiatric Association. With headsets becoming more immersive and affordable, millions of people are spending dangerous amounts of time in virtual worlds. Some users are living up to 18 hours a day in VR, neglecting basic needs like food and hygiene. The Simpsons predicted how VR would become an escape from real-world problems. In the episode, characters prefer their virtual lives to their actual ones, exactly the pattern addiction specialists are seeing now. As real-world challenges like climate change and economic inequality worsen, more people are retreating into digital realities. What's most disturbing is how The Simpsons predicted the physical consequences. Characters in the show develop VR, posture, and vision problems. The same health issues doctors are now treating in record numbers. The VR neck has replaced text neck as the most common repetitive strain injury among young adults. Number 3. The insect food revolution. In the episode The Food Wife, the Simpson family visits an experimental restaurant that serves insect-based cuisine. It's played for laughs as the family reluctantly tries dishes made with crickets and mealworms. Now, in 2025, insect protein has gone mainstream. Major food manufacturers have introduced cricket flour into everything from pasta to protein bars. The EU officially classified insects as novel food in 2021, paving the way for widespread commercial use, and the US followed suit in 2023. The Simpsons didn't just predict we'd be eating bugs, they predicted the marketing spin. In the episode, insects are rebranded as micro-livestock and land shrimp, eerily similar to today's packaging that calls cricket powder earth protein and mealworms nutty rice. Climate change and food security concerns have accelerated the adoption of insect protein, exactly as depicted in the show's background news reports. With traditional livestock production becoming less sustainable, insects offer a low-impact protein alternative. Number 2. The memory manipulation technology. In the Treehouse of Horror 17th episode, a device called the Amnesia Ray can erase specific memories from people's minds. It was played for laughs, but the concept has become a serious field of scientific research. In 2025, targeted memory editing is being tested in clinical trials. Using a combination of precise brain stimulation and pharmaceutical compounds, researchers can now dampen or enhance specific memories. The technology was developed to treat PTSD and trauma, but its applications are expanding rapidly. What The Simpsons predicted with uncanny accuracy was the commercialization of memory technology. In the episode, characters use memory erasure frivolously, and now companies are marketing memory optimization as a lifestyle service. For a price, you can have painful memories softened or happy ones enhanced. The ethical questions raised in the episode are now being debated in medical ethics boards worldwide. If we can edit our memories, what happens to our authentic selves? Are painful memories essential parts of our identity? Number 1. The climate refugee crisis. In the 2009 episode Coming to America, Springfield experiences an influx of immigrants from a neighboring town after an environmental disaster makes their home uninhabitable. In 2025, climate migration has become the defining humanitarian crisis of our time. Rising sea levels, extreme weather events, and agricultural collapse have forced millions from their homes. The UN estimates that over 20 million people have been displaced specifically due to climate-related disasters in the past year alone. The Simpsons didn't just predict the displacement, they predicted our response to it. In the episode, Springfielders initially welcome the newcomers but soon build a wall to keep them out, reflecting the exact pattern we're seeing globally. Countries that once championed human rights are reinforcing borders as climate refugees increase. What's particularly prescient is how the show depicted the collapse of regional agriculture leading to migration. The fictional Ogdenville becomes uninhabitable after their main crop fails. Exactly the pattern we're seeing in regions where changing weather patterns have destroyed traditional farming. Are you seeing this video that is appearing on the screen. Click on it because I have set it aside especially for you to watch. If you liked this video, I'm sure you'll like our recommendation. Well, that's it, and until next time, Curious One.